one piece of career advice you wish somebody had given you when you were starting out?
That's a good question. I started my career doing pure technical work. So naturally, you focus on getting really good technical results. But as a new grad, this often means you drop the ball on communication. Sometimes I remember demoing the results to my manager or team lead after some serious hard work, hoping for praises. But what I forgot was to explain my methodology, the mechanism behind the good results, some of the details of the implementation. And most importantly, I wasn't reporting or communicating the work frequently enough because I wanted to impress people. So I waited until I had something significant. So contrary to my expectation, this style of communication actually confused my team lead and quite frankly made them impatient. So yeah, I would say my answer to this question, I wish somebody had told me early on to communicate early, communicate often, and communicate well. We shouldn't forget that engineering or any kind of useful technical or non-technical work is a teamwork, it is a team effort. And the only way to have effective teamwork is through effective communication. So yeah, that was a lesson learned in a hard way. But yeah, it'll be a really good piece of advice if I get the chance to give it to someone else at the beginning of their career. Yep.
Can you share a pivotal moment in your career journey that's made a significant impact?
Okay, there are quite a few aha moments in my career that I can remember, but I'll give you an example that's actually quite interesting. When I was working for Canon, we were trying to design a new scan-to-PDF system. Once we presented two different solutions to our Japanese partner. One was a very graceful but slightly complicated method, but the other one was a little bit crude, clumsy, but just enough to solve the problem. And to our surprise, our partner chose the second solution without any hesitation. Their rationale, when we asked them, it solves their problem and it's cheap to implement. And that's all they needed. There's nothing more that they want. You might think they were just being short-sighted and not thinking long-term, but with our collaboration going on, I actually grew to understand their way of thinking. Sometimes in the tech world, getting there and having something to present to the market, to the customer, even if it's not polished, is better than waiting for a perfect solution for too long. So of course, you have to be conscious of the tech debt and keep it under control. But the real world is always imperfect, so we don't really need perfect products, perfect solutions, or perfect ideas. Matter of fact, there's no such thing as perfect ideas. So we just need good enough ideas so we can continue to improve upon them and to continue to impress our market, impress the customer. So that was quite a pivotal moment when I realized, yeah, we can still do good work without actually waiting for a beautiful, polished, almost mathematically graceful solution. Sometimes it's actually better to get there on time, get there early, get yourself in the door somehow.
How do you approach challenges and setbacks in your professional life, and what's your go-to strategy for overcoming them?
That's a great question. I mean, challenges and setbacks are inevitable in anybody's career. Matter of fact, I'm old enough to remember even a few quite big ones for myself. I think different people handle them very differently. I mean, eventually everybody can get out of it. But I do believe there are a few tricks you can apply to get yourself out of it a little bit faster. I guess the first thing you have to do is to actually be aware of the problem. Tell yourself that you're facing some unusual challenges and there are problems that need to be sorted out. This is essential to all the next steps. After all, a problem well defined is a problem well half solved. Once you put yourself in the problem-solving mode, it's important to stay focused and confident in yourself. Basically, you need to confirm with yourself again and again that you are able to improve the situation, you are able to come out of it with a good solution. In short, you need to have faith in yourself. Basically, tell yourself you can do this. Sometimes this can be quite difficult, But my advice on that particular step is basically just soldier on, keep going. Now the third thing I would do, which is probably the core part of the solution, is to determine the actions to take. So kind of instead of the high level strategy, you think of the tactics. Things like, do I have to learn some new skills? Should I go get another degree? Or maybe I should change my communication style. Sometimes it can be as simple as just to take a break from your career. So you can think and realign your goals and directions and prepare for the next new start. Last but not least, it's important to seek support from people around you. Family, team members, friends, sometimes colleagues or professional mentors. By the way, I do think it's quite essential to find someone in your career, either former colleagues, former boss, which I found quite useful, to be your mentors in a lot of aspects. They have advice and experience that you probably will never have in your career life, but they can prepare you for what you may or may not run into in the future. Sometimes people, especially strong-minded people, will feel self-conscious about asking for help. When this happens, just remind yourself, career setbacks and career challenges actually happen more often to successful people than the other way around. Then you feel much better about it. So I definitely think career challenges and setbacks are, especially when you have a healthy amount, is actually a very good thing. I can't imagine anybody achieving anything without any career challenges or setbacks.